at Student Circus, and today's session is a partnership between Student Circus and the Career Services at Queen Mary University. In today's session, we're going to be telling you more about job search in the UK as an international student, starting with giving you a quick overview of the Student Circus platform, what it does, the benefits attached to it, and how to sign up and use it. We then will be talking about the UK's job search market, so terminology, timelines, characteristics, and what you need to be successful. And finally, we end today's presentation by sharing with you some key success stories of former international students in the UK that have successfully gotten the right jobs in the UK. So we talked to a lot of these students and we asked them one key piece of advice that they would like to share with all of you. So we have a couple of these examples and them sharing their success tips so you can, maximize your journey as an international student in the UK. So without further ado, let's just start with the presentation. And so that everyone focuses on the presentation and not on me, I'm going to put myself, remove the camera from myself, and I'll let you focus on the presentation by taking notes, making pointers, and if you have any questions, putting them in the chat box. So let's first start about talking with Student Circus, right? We're all here because Student Circus is working with the university, with Queen Mary University's Career Services, and many of you might have already used Student Circus or heard about it. But the others that may not have used it or signed up, or the ones that will see the recordings later, for them, Student Circus is the UK's largest international student employability service provider. We work with close to 90 universities in the UK, including Queen Mary University, to support all its international students in finding the right roles and helping them in their employability journey. How do we help them find the right roles and navigate this journey? First, we have a range of different features that we've created specifically to cater to the demands of international students. Because honestly, being a former international student myself, I know that our demands are very different from other local students. Hence, to begin with, we have a jobs board. But our jobs board is not like any other that you find in other platforms because our jobs board is specifically created for international students. On our jobs board, international students at Queen Mary can find access to internships, placements, and visa sponsored roles from employers that not only can hire you, but rather want to hire you, saving you a ton load of time to navigate different platforms, employer websites, etc. You can directly come onto the Student Circus platform and find all the relevant roles in one place. Secondly, being a former international student myself, I have navigated visa rules and regulations as well, and I know how complicated and confusing they can get. Additionally, what I've also noticed is that a lot of international students rely on unreliable information, or rather incorrect information, provided on social media platforms such as Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, etc., around visa rules and regulations. Now, the big problem is that if you get incorrect or outdated information from these platforms and you make a wrong decision, it will actually affect your future here. So what we've done is we've partnered up with one of the largest law firms in the country called Pennington's Mantress Cooper and have created an immigration guide for you. Our immigration guide is created by experts at Pennington's, giving you access to the key pointers that you need to keep in mind if you want to navigate your journey of living and working in the UK. Apart from this, we also realize that as an international student, it's not just about providing you access to the right roles and visa information, but it's also about giving you more information and guidance surrounding the UK's job search market. Because at the end of the day, it's not about putting in any application, but rather a good quality application that will help you get your dream role here. So, on the Student Circus platform, you will find access to videos, news articles, and blogs by experts, careers consultants, employers, and current and former international students that have been successful in navigating the UK job search market. The aim of which is that you get the right information at the right time to help you navigate the job search market here. Now, our support does not end once you finish your graduation with Queen Mary. It continues even when you're an alumni. So, whether you're an international student currently studying or have just finished and are on your post study work visa, you can continue accessing Student Circus's resources to find the right roles in the UK later on as well. Additionally, we also support international students in finding roles in their home countries. So currently, we have internships, graduate roles, and roles with up to 5 to 7 years of work experience in more than 32 country home markets. So if you're a student coming from South Asia and you want to explore going back home, if you're a student coming from Africa, Europe, North, or even South America, we have all these countries covered for you. And finally, we have another feature called country guides that are designed to provide you information about a particular country's job search market. So, after living for a couple of years, if you want to go back home or you want to go to a third country, it's very important for all of you to assimilate yourself with that particular country's job search market. You can use the country guides, which will give you detailed information about each and every aspect of job search in those particular countries. So now that I've told you about the Student Circus platform, how do you sign up and use it? It's super simple. You go to studentcircus.com. It will ask you which university you're studying at or you were a student at. You select Queen Mary from the drop down, and once you go on to the microsite, you can sign up using your Queen Mary email ID. When you sign up, you will get a verification email sent to your mailbox, and once you verify that, you'll be good to go. The best part is that Student Circus is absolutely free for all international students and alumni at Queen Mary University. Being a former international student myself, I understand the financial cost of studying in the UK because I've done it myself. And here we were very clear out that we never want to charge international students anything. In fact, we want to provide them as much of support as we can, all as a part of the study abroad journey. That's why we're working with Queen Mary University's Career Services to provide you access to as much software and resources as we can to help you in your job search journey. So, if you go on to the Student Circus platform, you can use all of this for free. Additionally, we've also been told that there are a lot of experts, influencers, and services that are charging students anywhere from $5 a month to tens of thousands of pounds to provide them visas or promising them visa sponsored roles. My humble suggestion would be do not subscribe to any of these resources because at the end of the day, if you go to Rihanna and the careers team at Queen Mary, you will find that they have access to many better resources, all as a part of your employability support at the university. So when you go on, you log in and you sign up to the platform, you will find that on the browse jobs page, you can search for visa sponsored roles, which means you can search for the right roles that you want to find, whether that's an internship, placement, or a graduate job. You can search for roles based on sectors, subsectors, locations, companies, and even keywords. Additionally, many of you may have come across the recent updates with regards to visa rules and regulations. Many of you must have read headlines such as the minimum salary increasing to a certain amount from April this year. Now, that's not all. Many other smaller changes were made, which were ignored by a lot of news articles, but are super important, keeping in mind an international student journey. So, as a former international student, the one thing I would also suggest to all of you would be make sure you have a good and clear understanding of the visa rules and regulations, including the changes that the government is constantly making. And you can use our immigration guide for that. As you can see, we've divided all of this into different categories. So whether you want to learn more about what you can or cannot do on a student visa, whether you want to learn more about the skilled worker visa or the post-study work visa, all of this information is available on the Student Circus platform. In fact, we also have a category called employers, and we specifically added that because we find that a lot of international students that are working in part-time jobs, internships, or placements with smaller companies actually can use this information to further convince their employer to go ahead and sponsor them because a lot of employers are unfamiliar with the visa rules and regulations. Therefore, we want to empower you and help your employer hire you in the future. So, as an international student, make sure you're using all of this information and guidance to help you in your job search journey. Additionally, when it comes to the videos and the other information that we have out there, this includes information about the job search market in the UK. So, whether you want to learn more about how to use LinkedIn or how to learn different skill sets from your part time job, we have all of that information available for you. So now that I've told you about the UK job search market, I want to give you one key piece of information, which is that as an international student, if you want to be successful in the UK, you must start being proactive with your job search. Why do international students need to be proactive? They need to be proactive because irrespective of which country you come from, you need to understand that the way job search takes place in your home country is very, very different to the way it takes place in the UK. Hence, if you want to be successful in the UK, you need to first forget about job search in your home country and start understanding and aligning yourself with what employers are looking for out here. The second reason why you have to be proactive is more practical, which is that as an international student, the realistic point is that unfortunately, you would not be eligible for applying for all roles with all companies because there will be employers that don't meet the salary requirements. There will be employers that have internal policies. There will be employers that have certain requirements such as security clearances, which you cannot meet. Therefore, your job search is a little bit more trickier, hence a little bit more time consuming. That's why the careers team and Student Circus are working hard to run a series of different events to support international students in their job search. And that's why we're running one right now, because we are currently in the middle of the graduate recruitment cycle. So, if you're an international student graduating next year and looking for the right graduate roles, now is the time when you should start applying for it. If you're a student in your undergrad looking for a summer internship next year, now is the time applying to apply for it. And if you're a student in your undergrad looking for a placement as a part of your course next year, now again is the time to apply for all of this. As an international student, start being proactive and it will really help in your journey in the UK. Now that I've told you about the UK job search market and what you need to start off with, let's learn more about how the job search market, what the job search market is and how it functions. And to begin with that, let's talk about the terminologies because it's important to understand terminologies to help you navigate the job search market. Now, many of you international students that may have started applying for roles might have come across terms such as graduate scheme and graduate program and might be confused because you may not have heard about these in your home countries. So, here is where I want to clear any sort of confusion that you might have. What is a graduate scheme? Is it a job? Is it not a job? Should I apply for it or shouldn't apply for it? The bottom line is that a graduate scheme is a graduate job. Most mid level companies and large scale companies in the UK provide or hire candidates via graduate schemes. But it's not just any and every role out there. A graduate scheme is a structured graduate position, which means companies will hire you for a certain duration of time, 12 months, 18 months, 24 months, or 36 months. And they will tell you to do a job. They will pay you a good salary, sometimes a very good salary, but they will also support you for your additional development. For example, certain companies will help you get additional certifications such as ACCA, ACA, CIMA, or chartered certifications. Others will move you around in different departments as a part of your training process. The aim of a graduate scheme is one where companies hire, deploy, and train people to become future leaders going forward. As an international student, if you come across the term graduate scheme, make sure you consider it and apply for it in the UK. Another important terminology that a lot of international students get confused around is the term placements. Now, many of you may have heard of this term in your home country and might think that, oh, In my home country job market, the term placement actually means when companies come on campus, interview students on campus, and give them a full time graduate role to start once they finish their graduation. However, in the UK, the meaning of the term placement has a totally different meaning attached to it. In the UK, it means a long term, full time internship that one must do as a part of their course only if their course has a placement year built in. Additionally, many of you that may have gone to career fairs in the UK may have noticed that companies do not accept your applications in person in fairs like they may do in your home countries. That's because most or almost all applications are done online in the UK. Career fairs in the UK are different compared to your home countries. In your home countries, you can get hired through a placement fair or a careers fair. But in the UK, career fairs are only for information and guidance purposes. So, as an international student, it's extremely important to understand these key differences because this will actually help you save a lot of time and put in a good quality application. To further help you understand the job search market are four key characteristics that you should keep in mind. First, the application process. Again, different to other countries in the world where the application process can be quite informal. In the UK, the application process is extremely formalized. On average, you have to go through a 3 to 6 step process, starting with an online application, psychometric tests, assessment centers, phone interviews, video interviews, in person interviews, etc. Additionally, a lot of international students that speak to us and reach out to us kind of ask us, oh, can you give us a reference or a contact into the company? Unfortunately, things like these work in other countries. In the UK, the only basis of a company hiring a student is on a student's skill set, not on the basis of a student's contact or reference. So, again, as an international student, you need to realize that if you're skilled enough in the UK, you have a much better chance of getting hired, irrespective of who you know or who you don't know. Now, because the application process is extremely formalized in the UK, it's also extremely time consuming. Unlike your home countries, where it takes anywhere from 5 days to 60 days to go from applications to job search, in the UK, it can take anywhere from 4 months to 12 months. Therefore, it's super important for all of you to start early, start soon, and don't waste any time. To further help you with your job search is the careers team at Queen Mary. Rihanna here is in charge of international student support and is an expert when it comes to helping you navigate the job search journey. So, whether you want to talk more about creating a CV or a cover letter or just discuss a one on one query with her, she and her team are there to help you in each step of the way. They can help you with your assessment center, psychometric tests, and interview preparation as well. Being a former international student, my humble suggestion to all of you would be make sure you are using the resources and expertise of the career services as much as possible. I unfortunately can't make it compulsory, but if I could, I would recommend that all of you at least visit them once, if not more times during your journey in the UK. So, as an international student, your career services is your best friend. But again, you need to make the most of the resources they provide for you. And fourth, most importantly, is cultural adaptation. As an international student, cultural adaptation means multiple different things. First, learning English, making sure that you have the right written and spoken communication skill set because English is the primary work language in the UK. If you're not sure about your multilingual or your English language skills, make sure you practice them. Again, the careers team can help you guide on how to improve your English speaking and writing skills. Second, when it comes to adaptation, is professional etiquettes. Here, I'd like to share a very simple example with all of you. On a daily basis, Student Circus and I, we get messages on LinkedIn as well as over email from prospective or from current students sending us messages such as, hi, I need a job. But we don't know how to reply to these students because A, students have not employed the right professional etiquette. They haven't described who they are, what they're doing, how we can help them, etc. As an international student, you might be open to using such language and reaching out in an informal manner in your home countries, and you might get a response. But in the UK, if you use such language and informal manner to reach out to employers, the careers team, or even experts like us, we wouldn't be able to help you much. So understand on how to frame professional emails, how to reach out to people, and how to request for support. You will get it. You just need to understand on how to request it. Finally, as an international student, you also need to understand that in the UK, there are no such artificial boundaries attached to your recruitment. For example, employers in the UK would love to hire candidates coming from different diverse degree backgrounds. In a lot of your home countries, if you're studying a particular degree, you would be restricted to applying for roles only in that particular field. For example, if you're studying law, you can only become a lawyer. If you're studying marketing, you can only become a marketeer. However, in the UK, there are no such boundaries that apply to you. If you're studying law and you want to go into marketing, you're open to doing so. If you're studying finance and you want to go into retail, you're open to doing so. That's because employers believe that if they hire candidates from different diverse backgrounds, the skill set that they will bring in into their organization would also be diverse and helpful. Therefore, employers want to hire people coming from diverse degree backgrounds, and this is a great advantage for international students. So don't just apply for roles that you can apply for roles that you actually want to apply for. As long as you meet the requirements and job description, you should be able to apply for any and every role out there. To further give you some information about, the way the graduate schemes work, between September every single year and December is when applications open up for grad schemes, internship schemes, and placement schemes for roles starting next year. And in the subsequent months, you have to go through the different processes as well. Therefore, we're right in the middle of the graduate recruitment cycle. So make sure all of you reach out to the careers team, go to Student Circus, and make the most of it when it comes to finding the right roles. Right from the time you arrive in the UK till the time you get a job, you have to go through various different steps. But the first and the most important step is getting your CV made as per UK standards. Now, many of you on this call might have some sort of work experience in your home country for which you might have created a CV in your home country. Now, one of the biggest mistakes that international students can make is using your home country CV to apply for jobs in the UK. That's because the way the CV is created and the stuff that you put in the UK might be very different to what you need to add in your home country. Therefore, make sure you reach out to the careers team at Queen Mary to get your CV reviewed and ensure that's as per the requirements in the UK. Secondly, attend as many events and network as much as you can. The careers team at Queen Mary runs a series of different career fairs, events, webinars such as these throughout the year for your support. Additionally, the university as a whole also runs a series of different events, networking events, hackathons, etc. As an international student, it's very important to meet diverse people. It's very important to meet experts. And it's important just to meet people because you might not realize how they can help you in the future. Another advantage for all of you students at Queen Mary is that you're based in central London, which is a huge advantage compared to students studying at various other universities outside London because London is a huge business center. You, on a daily basis, will find events taking place in London, meetup events, networking events based on sector, based on interest, etc. All that you need to do is go to platforms like meetup.com, Eventbrite, etc., and go for these events. Because again, you might meet experts, you might meet different people that can actually help you in your job search journey. So make sure you're making the most of your life in London with attending all these events and pointers. Finally, when it comes to finding the right role in the UK, international students need to realize that unlike your home countries, where the responsibility is actually on the shoulders of the university and the careers team, in the UK, the responsibility is only on yourself to go out there, find, apply, and get the right roles. Therefore, there's a simple formula that we always suggest to international students, which is Start investing a minimum of 1 hour every single day for the next 6 months consistently on your job search. As long as you invest this time on a daily basis, you will find you can use this to search for roles, apply for roles, go to the careers team, attend events like these, etc. It really doesn't matter. But when you start investing this time, you will find that you're moving one step towards your dream job. Additionally, when it comes to job search in the UK, you also need to realize that commercial awareness plays a very, very important role. What is commercial awareness and why is it important? Commercial awareness is having a keen understanding of the company and the role you're applying to. So, researching the company, what, what are the services the company provides, who are its competitors, etc. Researching the role in depth as to what are the requirements and all that kind of stuff. Now, why is it important? Because at some or the other duration in the application process, the employer will ask you questions relevant to this information. For example, why do you want to work with us? How can your skill set add value to us, etc. If you've done research, you will be able to answer such questions. If you haven't, it's going to be very difficult. So make sure you understand all of this. Additionally, I'm also going to be sharing with you a success story towards the end of the presentation of an international student who used commercial awareness to find the right roles in the UK. Now, I've already spoken very highly of the career services at Queen Mary. They can help you in a range of different ways. These are just some of them on your screen, but make sure all of you reach out to them and take their support. When it comes to finding the right roles in the UK, there are two ways in which you can go about the process. First, applying to roles that you find on job search platforms. You can use the university's career services job search platform. You can use Student Circus, LinkedIn, Target Jobs, GradCracker. It really doesn't matter. But using a platform where you can find jobs and applying for it is the formalized way of doing it. There is also an informal way, which is through networking, speculative applications, or converting your internships and part time jobs into full time positions. And that's called the hidden job search market. A hidden job search market is one where roles are not advertised. A lot of employers give the first right of refusal to current employees to apply for roles internally. So, as an international student, you can use your networking skills, speculative application skills, etc., to also find the right roles. Make sure you're doing both of these simultaneously because both of them are required in your job search. If you like a local company, you want to work for them, send them a speculative email. 9 out of 10 times you might not get a response, but that 1 out of 10 times that you do, you have a good chance. Now, when you spend time researching the role, researching the company, you will find that most companies have a different application process. But the beauty is a lot of companies actually help you in the application process. Here are some examples. I'm sure everyone's heard of this company. When you go on their website, they'll actually tell you the different types of steps you need to go through and what you have to go through in each step. Other companies will also help you with videos to guide you through each step and help you prepare for them. Some will have community boards where you can ask questions to HRs and learn more about the answers that others have got as well. And others will have events where you can visit the company's offices in person and virtually through their software. The aim is that you will get all the information that you require from the company website as well. So make sure you're reaching out to these companies, make sure you're using the websites, and you're making the most of your job search journey. Another element to help you with your job search is networking. Now, there are two fundamental ways to do it. First is online using LinkedIn. Having a LinkedIn account is great, but having a formalized LinkedIn account is even better. Why? Because on LinkedIn, you can search for roles, connect with alumni, get certifications, apply for roles, and also be sought out by headhunters and recruiters. But the last one, which is headhunters and recruiters finding you, will only be possible if you have a formal LinkedIn and a professional LinkedIn profile. When it comes to in-person networking, I've already told you careers fairs, networking events, etc. that you can use. But when it comes to in-person networking, one very important tool that will help you is having an elevator pitch ready. So what is an elevator pitch and why is it important? Going by the name elevator, the time it takes to go from the ground floor of a building to the top floor, normally 30 seconds to 1 minute, is when You introduce yourself to someone who's never ever met you. It's a great way of telling them who you are, what you do, how they can help you, and some of your interests, etc. As an international student, many of you might be shy, many of you might be underconfident when it comes to networking or speaking in English. You can use your elevator skills to improve your networking skill set and to give yourselves confidence levels as well. But just like job search, networking is not a one-time activity. You have to invest in it every single day. You have to put in your hard work, and you will realize that it's not just about jobs. Networking will help you connect with the right people, learn more about different cultures, and help people to begin with who then can turn around and help you in the future. Apart from networking, gaining UK work experience is also another important tool to be successful here. Why? Because majority employers in the UK will prefer hiring candidates that have some sort of UK work experience. So why do employers want UK work experience? Because it gives them more confidence to know that you know how to behave and conduct yourself professionally in the workspace here. And as an international student, there are various different ways that you can get UK work experience. You can do an internship, you can do a placement, you can even volunteer, you can take part in student societies and student unions. You can even use your part time job when it comes to getting UK work experience. It's all about building your skill set. So make sure you're doing something or the other apart from your academics to stand out from the crowd and giving yourself the right skills required by employers here. Make sure you're doing something or the other during your journey in the UK. Finally, if you want to be successful in your job search, it's important to understand what employers are looking for. And the best way to do that is by not making mistakes that others make and get rejected. The number one reason why applications get rejected in the UK by employers is because students do not customize their applications for the role. 30% of applications get rejected because the application is of poor quality. 7% get rejected because of bad spellings and grammar. And 6% get rejected because students apply after the deadline. So, as an international student, here are 4 key tips to ensure that you are doubling your chances of getting the right job. First, download Grammarly on your laptops. As long as you proofread everything and ensure that you don't make any spellings or grammatical mistakes, you give yourselves a 7% better chance of being successful. Second, apply early, start soon, and don't wait for the last minute. Make sure you apply prior to the deadline. By doing that, you give yourselves an additional 6% chance of getting the right job. 7 plus 6, 13. When you customize your applications, you add another 50% chance of being successful. How do you customize your applications? By learning more about the company through the website, newsletter, social media, news and events. Going to their About Us page, learning more about the vision, mission statements, and FAQs on the early careers page as well. By doing that, you increase your chances manifold, adding a total of 63% better chance of getting the right job. And when you go to the career services, improve your CV and cover letter, etc., you automatically improve the quality of your application, adding another 30% chance of getting the right job. 63 plus 30, 538 is close to 100%. You're automatically doubling your chances of getting the right jobs by doing 4 key pointers. So make sure you're doing all of this in your job search journey as well to help you get the right role in the UK. Finally, coming towards the end of the session where we talk about success stories, Anna is a student from Brazil who got the right job in the UK, and her advice would be to start applying early, as soon as you get here or even before. So many of you may have just landed in the UK a couple of weeks back, and I know it takes time to settle down. I've done it myself. But now that you're settled and now that you've come here, you know what you need to do. So make sure you get to work soon. Remember, I told you about commercial awareness? So, this particular student used commercial awareness to get the right role. She researched the company the whole night before the assessment center, reading up more information about them, suppliers, competitors, customers, etc. And as a part of that, she was asked to create a presentation. which she did using the information she researched. And that's what got her the right role. And finally, make sure you continue persisting in your job search. I know it's difficult. I know people get rejected and get dejected. Do not be one of them. As an international student, it's all about persisting because even if you get rejected, it's okay. You can apply for the next one as long as you're learning why you got rejected and give yourselves a better chance the next time. Additionally, go to our platform and learn more about the information that we have for all of you. And I want to leave you with an important piece of information from an employer perspective, which is that if you want to stand out in your applications, make sure you're transparent. Be authentic because employers hate fake. Do not lie on your CVs. And if you don't know something, tell them you don't know. They'll appreciate your honesty. Additionally, if you have work experience in your home countries, make sure you add it on your CV because a lot of employers in the UK look for candidates having international work experience. All in all, there's a lot of ways in which you can stand out. Employers that have business interests internationally, sometimes in your home countries as well, can hire you because you know the cultural nuances, the local language, etc. At the end of the day, you need to show them your skill sets, and these are some of them. Go to the career services, ask them to tailor your CV, learn from them how to tailor your CV, use their resources, do a one on one, and showcase all the relevant different skills that you've gained, both prior to you coming to Queen Mary and now that you are at Queen Mary. All of these things together will help you get the right role in the UK. And that brings me to the end of today's presentation. I hope that was helpful for everyone. And I would really like to thank Rihanna and the careers team for helping us organize this. So thank you so much, Rihanna, for hosting me. And if you have any questions, put it in the chat box and we can take it up now. Thank you.